everyone! Get ready for a captivating journey that will leave you craving for more.
From exploring the depths of our world to understanding the human psyche, come join us on this adventure.
I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Tyler.
And this is the Edible Attitude Podcast.
Hey, dear.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantabulous.
Good. Are you done being sick?
I sure hope so.
I hope so also. I was quite sick with you.
Let's never do that again.
Fair enough.
No, never ever again.
Wow.
Especially at the same time.
Yeah, that was not okay.
No.
How was our Christmas? How was Christmas for you? How about that?
Christmas was uneventful, so that means it was probably good.
It was uneventful.
Yeah, like nothing crazy happened.
Yeah, where's the fun in that, though?
It's stressful if things happen.
Stressful?
Yes, you don't think it's stressful. You just sit down here and entertain the men. Although you did do dishes, so I appreciate that.
I did do dishes, you're right. What was your favorite gift for Christmas?
That's a hard one. I really enjoy my towels.
The towels were awesome. Yeah, you're right. It's sad when you get excited in your older years about towels and
yes,
household appliances.
Yes.
But is it really all that bad?
No, because then we have brand new fluffy towels and I didn't have to buy them.
That's fair. Understandable. They are pretty nice.
They are. Very nice. What about you? I think you just got a bunch of gift cards.
Well, I like gift cards. Gift cards are neat. I do enjoy those.
I think your favorite thing is your tires for your vehicle.
Yeah, that was a nice Christmas present. I appreciate it very much.
No, I get it. It's your lounge pants.
My lounge pants, they're super comfortable. I don't know where they're from, but I'm pretty sure they're like Reebok or Nike or something. And they just breathe so well.
Oh, good. You need to let your nuts breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. That's my legs. They get too hot. Got to cool them off.
Yeah, because you're pretty hairy. That's true.
Yeah, I'm already wearing a sweater on both of my legs.
Yes, you are. And you don't need to wear any kind of long johns. You got your own insulation.
Well, that's not entirely true. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I need them long johns to stay extra cozy in those winter months.
Extra cozy.
Which are apparently still not here yet.
It's cold outside.
It's just cold. That's all it is. It could be cold. That's fine.
No.
It ain't that cold.
Just wait. It'll probably be like 50 below next week.
That would be wild.
Would it be?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, considering it's been pretty warm.
It's been like 40 degrees.
No, where have you been?
Inside. Inside has been 70.
It's been like very cold in like the 30s and 20s. It's very cold.
Well, if you go outside, sure.
Well, some people have to work.
I have to work too.
You haven't had to work in like 3 weeks.
That's also true, which is great. Had a very good vacation.
Did you though?
Yeah, I did. It was way too short.
It always is.
Well, I had to get rid of a whole week because I was sick.
You were sick Wednesday and Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, but I had those feelings before Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
You had those feelings?
Oh, yeah. I had the sickly feelings.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was sick beforehand.
Oh, yeah, you had that head cold thing.
I had a cold, and then I was doing that
ravaged by the stomach bug.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least you released the demons. So since you released the demons, you should be good now.
Well, it hasn't come back in 2 weeks, so yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Got to get rid of them demons.
Indeed. Did you do anything fun today?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you do?
Relax.
Oh.
Actually, I had a doctor's appointment. That's about it.
Oh, that's super fun.
Yeah, super fun to tell me that I'm still dying, so.
We're all dying, babe.
I know. That's why I'd say I don't like going to the doctor, because they just remind you that you're mortal.
That's bullshit!
Right. Yeah, when I went Friday, well, that was a trip. But she seemed very concerned. I'm just glad she gave me the day off of work.
Maybe she just always seems concerned with everything.
I don't know. She thought my blood pressure was too high. I'm like, well, it's probably my husband's fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
No,
I put so much pressure on you.
I didn't say that. That's
Just
silly.
make you slave away.
Oh my God, yes. You make me go to work.
Morning, noon, and night.
Oh my God.
Hey, now. The work thing, that's your choice.
Is it?
Sure.
No. Someone's got to pay the bills. It's not me.
Let the government figure that out. The government.
No. I should be a functioning member of society.
Well, so should a lot of people, but, you know, there's people out there
True.
that are not.
I really should take down the Christmas decorations.
Eventually. Didn't my brother say he was going to do that in, like, March or something? He's like,
No.
no, you just leave him up till March.
I think that was a dig on his girlfriend.
Oh.
Which
Wow.
is sad because we don't need that negativity in our life. If I want my stuff up until March, I'm going to leave it up till March.
Look, you have the gnomes all year round. Like, they come out of the woodwork and they change clothes and shit. I'm just convinced that...
They don't change clothes.
I don't know where you put them, though. I have no idea. They just show up and then there's a pink one suddenly. And, like, behind me right now, there's 2 pink and red ones.
Yeah, those are from Valentine's.
I don't know why they've been sitting there the whole time.
I think I bought them, like, on Valentine's Day last year, so I didn't get a chance to enjoy them. I will be taking them to work with me, though. You should see my office.
I have seen your office.
No, it's gotten worse.
How has it gotten worse?
I've been gifted gnomes.
You've been gifted gnomes?
I have.
Oh, thank God they stay there. They just follow you everywhere,
They
huh?
do. People know what I like.
I know what you like, dear.
Oh, boy.
What are we talking about this week?
We are talking about Yule. We were supposed to do this.
What about you?
No. Yule.
Yeah, me.
No. Yule?
Yeah,
What?
I know you. That's what you said. You.
Yule. Y-U-L-E. Yule.
Oh, Yule.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we were supposed to do this last week, but, with sickness and Christmas, we took a day off. A week off. So,
Well,
sorry
we
about
were
that,
in
guys.
we were in no shape to do anything.
Absolutely none. I died multiple times.
Yeah, it was rough.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Yule and how it's where Christmas originates from, kind of, sort of.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
sounds good. Let's get at her.
Are you ready?
Pitter patter. Let's get at her.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, all right. Let's get it. So Yule is a winter festival historically observed by the Germanic peoples that was incorporated into Christmas during the Christianization of the Germanic peoples.
Oh,
Yeah,
so when Christianity started to become a thing for the Germanic people,
correct.
and they started to, I don't know what the correct word is, transfer to the dark side. I don't know.
They were converted.
Converted. There you go. That's a much better word than transfer. Sounds like you're going through HR.
I like the transfer departments, please.
I'd like to transfer to Christianity now.
Well, I mean,
So you're gonna have to wait 6 months.
yeah, you just became pagan 3 months ago. You can't switch before 6 months is up.
You gotta wait.
You gotta.
Pump the brakes, sir.
You don't even know. You didn't give it a chance. Maybe you'll like paganism. Who knows? In present times, adherents of some new religious movements celebrate Yule independently of the Christian festival. Scholars have connected the original celebrations of Yule to the Wild Hunt, the god Odin, and the heathen Anglo-Saxon Mother's Night. The term Yule and cognates are still used in English and the Scandinavian languages as well as in Finnish and Estonian to describe Christmas and other festivals occurring during the winter holiday season.
Cool.
Furthermore, some present-day Christmas customs and traditions such as the Yule log, Yule goat, Yule boar, Yule singing, and others may have connections to older pagan Yule traditions.
Well, that's why it's called the Yule log.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known about the Yule log for a long time.
I
Or
think-
what it's called, anyway.
Well, we have that song
There's a song?
about a Yule log, isn't there?
Oh.
Yuletide.
Yuletide cheer?
That's the old lang syne. Don't mind me. Just ignore me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wait, did we have a Yule boar?
Did we?
I don't know. Are we
No.
supposed to eat pig?
Apparently.
I thought it was always turkey or something.
That's what I don't understand. That's why I didn't want to do that this year, because we had turkey at Thanksgiving. And ham. Yule is attested early in the history of the Germanic peoples. In a Gothic language calendar of the 5th to 6th century CE, it appears in a month name, and in the 8th century, an English historian wrote that the Anglo-Saxon calendar included the months corresponding to either modern December or December and January.
Oh, so around the same time as Christmas.
Indeed. That's kind of funny to me that they kept it the same time frame. They just wanted to decide they wanted to celebrate Jesus and say, oh, this is when he was born.
I suppose. Wasn't Jesus born in, like, July or something?
I don't know. I'm not a historian of biblical times.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I thought you were. You read a lot of books.
Not that old.
Oh.
That doesn't interest me.
That's understandably so, I think.
But yeah, I don't know when Jesus was born. I always thought he was born on December 25th, the year 0.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought
AD.
he was... Sure. I always thought he was born December 25th at some point.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a time frame.
Well, December 25th.
He died in between the
Or
Old
maybe.
Testament and the New Testament.
No, he didn't. He died in the New Testament.
Oh.
God, you're a really bad Christian.
I guess so.
Going straight to hell.
I don't know my biblical mythologies.
Do better.
I've tried.
No, you haven't.
Apparently not.
Well, the Old Norse month name Yule is similarly attested. The Old Norse corpus also contains numerous references to an event by the Old Norse form of the name Yule. A work by a skald uses the term, is then quoted, "Again we have produced Yule being's feast, our ruler's eulogy, like a bridge of masonry." In addition, one of the numerous names of Odin is Yulnir, referring to the event.
Oh.
It gets even better.
I hope it does.
Even better.
Good.
I'm going to keep you at the edge of your seat.
I'm always at the edge of my seat whenever you talk, dear.
What do you want?
Just you.
The saga of Hakon the Good credits King Hakon I of Norway, who ruled from 934 to 961 with the Christianization of Norway as well as rescheduling Yule to coincide with Christian celebrations held at the time. The saga says that when Hakon arrived in Norway, he was confirmed Christian, but since the land was still altogether heathen and the people retained their pagan practices, Hakon hid his Christianity to receive the help of the great chieftains.
Oh, he did some undercover shit.
Sure did. In time, Hakon had a law passed establishing that Yule celebrations were to take place at the same time as the Christians celebrated Christmas. And at that time, everyone was to have ale for the celebration with a measure of grain or else pay fines, and had to keep the holiday while the ale lasted.
Oh, okay.
I like that law. That's good.
So you got to bring stuff, otherwise you're getting fined for it.
Yes.
Fair.
Yeah. Hakon planned that when he had solidly established himself and held power over the whole country, he would then have the gospel preached. According to the saga, the result was that his popularity caused many to allow themselves to be baptized, and some people stopped making sacrifices.
Shucks. Dang.
That's what's wrong with the world. We stopped making sacrifices,
Yeah.
and now the world's gone to shit.
Because we stopped sacrificing goats and sheep.
Why is it always the goats?
I don't know, because they're like the least expensive. I have no clue why they did goats.
Oh,
Maybe
maybe it's because they look like they're the devil.
Well, probably get rid of them.
But they're so cute.
You ever seen those demons try to climb up mountains?
Yeah.
Those things are crazy.
They are crazy. Some crazy motherfuckers, what can I say? Anyway, Hakon spent most of this time in Trondheim. When Hakon believed that he wielded enough power, he requested a bishop and other priests from England, and they came to Norway. On their arrival, Hakon made it known that he would have the gospel preached in the whole country.
So he had to bring up some backup.
Yeah, yes he did. Because there's going to be a riot. You know there is.
There's got to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be.
People don't want to give up their sacrifices, man.
No.
No.
You gotta spill blood for the
New
gods.
Year. Yeah, for the new year. You gotta cleanse.
Cleanse it with blood.
Exactly.
Well.
The narrative continues that toasts were to be drunk. The first toast was to be drunk to Odin for victory and power to the king. The second to the gods, Njord and Freyr, for good harvests and for peace. And third, a beaker was to be drunk to the king himself. In addition, toasts were drunk to the memory of departed kinsfolk.
So you gotta pour one out for the homies.
Yes. You should do that anyway.
No, for sure.
Pour one out for the homies.
Always try to. I don't always do it, but usually somebody in the group does.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's very kind.
Well, yeah, you always got to pour one out for the homies.
Scholar Rudolf Simek says the pagan Yule feast had a pronounced religious character, and that it is uncertain whether Germanic Yule feast still had a function in the cult of the dead and in the veneration of the ancestors, a function which the midwinter sacrifice certainly held for the West European Stone and Bronze Ages. The traditions of the Yule log, Yule goat, Yule boar, Yule singing, and others possibly have connections to pre-Christian Yule custom, which Simek says indicates the significance of the feast in pre-Christian times.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot.
So, we got all that from pre-Christian times?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, not Scandinavian or Germanic roots?
Oh, it looks like it was West European Stone and Bronze Ages.
Interesting. I figure it'd go back way farther.
Well, I mean, maybe in modern-day Germany, so could still be considered Germanic. I don't know.
I suppose.
Scholars have connected the month event and Yule period to the god Odin, and increased supernatural activity, such as the wild hunt, and the increased activities of Draugr, who are undead beings who walk the earth.
So like zombies.
Oh, why didn't I know that?
Draugr?
Yeah, I didn't know Draugr.
I know about Draugrs from video games.
You know a lot of shit from video games.
Why, you'd be going in this cave and all of a sudden this Draugr punches his way through a casket. What are you supposed to do?
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's just some undead
Scream.
people.
You just scream.
Scream?
Yeah.
No, you take a hammer and you start beating that thing.
But it's already dead.
Gotta kill it twice.
Oh boy.
You ever seen Zombieland?
I think you made me watch that once.
You gotta double tap. Double tap is an important rule. And always check the bathrooms.
Oh, good to know.
It's important. These are important rules.
Baby, you're just gonna have to sacrifice me in the zombie apocalypse. I wouldn't make it.
I would make sure you made it.
No, you just throw me out there and then you make a run for it.
No.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Nope.
I would,
Look, I have waited years for a zombie apocalypse. Okay, I'm ready. I know what I'm doing.
I couldn't do it.
Sure you could.
No, I cry.
You probably would. At first. Then you get used to it. I'd toughen you up. Don't worry.
I don't know. I'd be a pretty big feast for some zombies, though. So
It'd be like
keep that in the back of your mind.
It'd be like
okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop. Stop whining.
Okay. Yes, that used to be my favorite movie.
Did it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I actually got it for my birthday. I think I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9.
Kindergarten Cop, huh?
Yes, I loved that movie.
That's probably why.
I'm a very strange child, what can I say?
That's why I married you.
Is it?
Well, that's not the only reason, but yeah, that's the main reason.
Because I'm a weird child.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm not a child anymore.
You and me both.
Oh.
Thumbs up, bro.
Thumbs up. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
The exact dating of the pre-Christian Yule celebrations is unclear and debated among scholars. Snorri in Hakonar saga describes how the 3-day feast began on Midwinter Night. However, this is distinct from the winter solstice, occurring approximately 1 month later. Which makes sense, because you can't do it on the winter solstice, because that's when winter starts, and it's called Midwinter Night. So
understandable.
So midwinter would be late January or February.
Well, at this point, it's going to be April.
I don't want to talk about that. Andreas Nordberg proposes that Yule was celebrated on the full moon of the second Yule month in the early Germanic calendar, which could range from 5th of January to the 2nd of February in the Gregorian calendar. Nordberg positions the midwinter nights from January 19th to the 21st in the Gregorian calendar, falling roughly in the middle of Nordberg's range of Yule dates.
Okay, so Yule is in January?
Nope, that's midwinter night.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. My bad.
That's okay. This is...
So the midwinter night is in January?
Correct.
Between that time frame?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, you're right. So the pre-Christian Yule celebrations were mid-January. You were right.
Oh, they bumped them back.
Correct. Because they called it the midwinter night. So we bumped it back to winter solstice time.
Ah, okay.
In modern Germanic language-speaking areas and some other northern European countries, Yule and its cognates denote the Christmas holiday season.
That's bullshit!
Modern paganism. I would like to be a part of that. I'm just kidding.
Modern paganism?
Yes.
Modern paganism is awfully weird.
It is. I'm just.
It's a lot different than what the pagans used to be, or what they used to represent, I guess.
Yeah. Well, things have lost in translation and over the years and all that stuff, and people just make it how they want it.
I'm sure the majority of them have like blue hair also, and they're just like, I understand.
Why blue hair?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because night blue, dark blue, I don't know. It's all the same. Is it? Are we answering each other's questions? What's going on here?
I'm just happy to be invited.
You're happy to be invited in the first episode that we did.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See? Just happy to be here. As contemporary pagan religions differ in both origin and practice, these representations of Yule can vary considerably despite the shared name. Some heathens, for example, celebrate in a way as close as possible to how they believe ancient Germanic pagans observed the tradition, while others observe the holiday with rituals assembled from different sources. So yeah, they just take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and go, oh, this is what I do now.
So modern day religion.
Yeah, but which is pagan as a religion.
Yeah, that's fair. Understandable. Like, I don't like that part. I like this part. I'm going to take this part and put this on top, and then we're going to do this next.
Yeah, that's how all religions start.
Wish I could do that.
Why couldn't you?
If I had a religion, I'd have a holiday every single month.
Oh?
Just to have a free day off.
That'd be fantastic.
Wouldn't it, though?
Yeah.
I got to make sure that in the holiday I create, that you have to get paid.
Yes.
I have to put that in my religious holiday.
So with how your work schedule is, I would assume it would always be a Friday.
Or a Sunday.
That wouldn't work for us Monday through Friday people, though.
It's true. Once a week on Fridays? Or
once a month on Friday.
Well, once a week, too. That's fine. I can make that happen.
Every Friday we're just off.
Yeah, I can't work Fridays.
But we get paid for it. Absolutely. I'm on board with that.
I don't think anybody else would go for it, but sure, we can try.
Yeah, I think everybody would go for it except for the people that could make it. That's another story for another time.
They can give me an extra 12 hours for free. That's okay. That's totally fine. Fine with me. Ain't gonna hurt my feelings. They can handle it.
Can they?
Sure.
Heathen celebrations of Yule can also include sharing a meal and gift giving. In most forms of Wicca, this holiday is celebrated at the winter solstice as the rebirth of the great horned hunter god, who is viewed as the newborn solstice sun. The method of gathering for the Sabbath varies by practitioner.
So this thing is a deer god and the sun?
Great horned hunter god.
The great horned hunter god. What does that mean?
I don't know. You have a phone.
What about Artemis? Artemis has got horns.
Isn't he the hunter?
It's a she. But
she, sorry.
Yeah. Just Artemis, huh?
It says, the rebirth of the great horned hunter god who is viewed as the newborn solstice sun.
It's a phoenix.
Sure.
With horns.
A phoenix with horns. That's amazing.
That would be awesome to see. Do you imagine one horn coming out of the thing's head? It's just part of its spine.
No.
And it could do something weird like, it has a horn because it helps cool off the bird because the bird is so hot, because it's a phoenix.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I'm with you on that.
And then when it dies, that's the only thing left behind. It has to regrow its horn every time. That'd be some wild thing. That's part of my new religion that I'm going to have.
Oh.
Yeah.
A horny phoenix.
A horny phoenix, exactly.
Got it. Some have private ceremonies at home, while others do so with their covens, generally meeting in covens, which anoint their own priests and priestesses. Wiccans chant and cast or draw circles to invoke their deities, mainly during festivals like Samhain and Yule, which can coincide with Halloween and Christmas when the moon is full.
Okay. It's pretty cool. I know that being a Wiccan is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be really popular when I was in high school, which was...
It's still there. You have that whole wave of people being witches and stuff right now.
I suppose. And it probably got worse because of Harry Potter and everybody thinks that they can do Avada Kedavra on people they don't like,
No, they're not doing spells like that.
I'm sure people have tried.
Yeah, people like you.
I haven't, because I'm not a witch.
Because you're a warlock.
I'm not that either.
Okay.
I'm just a guy.
Just a guy.
Hi, I'm a man.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay.
Plus, I already have my own holiday and stuff, so it doesn't matter.
What is your holiday called?
I don't know yet. I'm working out the fine details.
Oh, okay. Please let me know.
The horny phoenix god.
You just let me know so I can let my work know that I need Fridays off for my new religion.
I don't know what the religion's gonna be called.
Well, you need to get your shit together.
We're game playing this now.
Well, you know what? You should have really thought this through before you brought it up. Now I'm excited.
I didn't even know that was a possibility till 5 minutes ago.
I think you could run. I think you could head a cult. I don't think you'd have a problem with that.
Really?
Yeah, people like you.
I would purposely give people Kool-Aid just to make them think. Just to fuck with them.
Wow.
That'd be some wild shit.
Wow. If you are enjoying this topic and you would like to talk more about it,
You can find us at Edible Attitude or at Edible Attitude Podcast.
on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. As I was doing research on Yule,
Oh?
I came across the Wild Hunt.
Yeah, we said that a little
I
bit
know.
ago, right?
Right?
It has something to do with Yule?
Right. So I decided we should talk about it.
I agree.
All right.
I've heard of the Wild Hunt. I know it was in a video game.
Yeah, I've only known it from The Witcher.
Yeah. I didn't know that it was an actual thing.
Now you do. Now you will learn.
Perfect.
Open your brain.
It's open. It's been open.
It's been open.
Yeah, there's like 2 holes in my head right now on
Wait.
both sides.
Who gave you a lobotomy?
I'm just talking about my ear canals, but okay.
Oh.
Nobody, I hope. I can't see that in
I don't
my
know. You
head.
were scratching your head, so I thought maybe you were feeling the whole...
No, the stitches were itchy.
Oh, okay. Well, you did go to the doctor today. You didn't tell me what happened at the doctor, so...
I don't remember much.
Okay. The Wild Hunt is a folklore motif occurring across various northern European cultures. During the Wild Hunt, which took place most often during the days following the winter solstice, typically involved a chase led by a mythological figure escorted by a ghostly or supernatural group of hunters engaged in pursuit.
Oh, it's a literal hunt.
Yeah,
A ghost hunt.
a ghost hunt.
Oh, wonder what they're hunting. People?
Oh, let's find out.
Things? Items of discovery? Hunting for it. Treasure hunters.
Horny phoenixes.
Horny phoenix treasure hunters.
The leader of the hunt is often a named figure associated with Odin in Germanic legends, but may variously be a historical or legendary figure like Theodoric the Great, or biblical figures such as Herod, Cain, Gabriel, or the devil. The hunters are generally the souls of the dead or ghostly dogs, sometimes fairies, valkyries, or elves.
Could you imagine running through the woods with a bunch of fairies? Some guy's gonna look up and be like, why is there a ghost horse running towards me? And what are those dots? Because fairies are tiny.
They are tiny.
Just have an army of fairies go get 'em, boys.
But they're pretty vicious if you...
Oh, yeah.
So you don't want to fuck with a fairy.
No, I'm pretty sure we had one in the house not too long ago. Don't call me crazy. You can, but don't. And
Don't tell me what to do.
I couldn't find something that I was looking for, and I remember putting it on a table, okay? Couldn't find it for the longest time. I found it upstairs, and I know damn well I did not put it upstairs.
What was this thing? Can you tell me?
It was like a pen or something. It was something small. Something that I would
How do
put
you
in
know,
my pocket.
How do you know I didn't move it?
You weren't home.
Oh, this happened in the time span of me being at work?
Oh, yeah.
And you were the only one home?
Yeah, and the cat was sleeping.
Interesting. I think you absentmindedly picked it up and took it upstairs.
No, because
Yeah.
I didn't need it upstairs. I needed it downstairs. That's why I had it downstairs.
I still think you picked it up absentmindedly.
Maybe.
There's no
Maybe
fae.
I thought I brought it downstairs. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the fae.
No, it's the Fae. They took it. They're fucking with me.
Mm.
They were fucking with me. They got bored because I found it. Figured it out.
I think I was a changeling.
Can they go invisible?
Yeah.
How small are they?
I don't know. Changelings are just fae babies.
Changelings
why you
are Fae
you never,
babies.
You never heard that? Where these people will have babies, and
What else do they do?
let me tell my story.
Okay.
And if they like have failure, this is, way back. People believe superstitious shit.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day. Like the 70s. No, I'm just kidding. Further back than that.
70s? Rip mom and dad.
If a baby had like failure failure to thrive or they were sickly or something, they would take their baby because they thought it was a changeling, and they take it out to the forest, where on a fairy hill or something, and
Like a fairy glen?
yeah, wherever,
okay.
whatever is known as where the fays gather,
Okay.
and they would leave their baby there, thinking that the fairies would bring their baby back, and they could take their fairy baby back. It just ended up the babies are always dying because obviously they can't be left out in the elements like that, and they were dying anyway. That's just kind of a short version of it.
That's a fucked up version. I don't like that version.
It's true.
I know it's true. That's sad.
'Tis, but don't mind me. We can look at that later. I don't. That's just
Well, now I gotta fucking read up on fairies.
coming soon to a podcast near you. Fairies. Seeing the wild hunt was thought to forebode some catastrophe, such as war or plague, or at best the death of the one who witnessed it.
So you see it and you're gonna die.
Yes.
Or something
best.
bad's gonna happen.
Right.
Kind of like Mothman.
Oh, yeah. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what was that? The Ring?
That's a movie.
Yes, I understand, but that's the same thing. If you see it, you die.
Yeah. In 7 days.
Oh my God. Why 7 days?
I don't know.
Because it's a week? Sure. Gotcha. I never understood that.
Maybe because watching the movie is for the weak-minded.
I like it.
Because they think they're better than The Ring, you know?
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just wanted to crawl out of the TV, see if I could ever do that. That'd be cool. I don't know how that lady did it, but she did it. I always like the scary movie version of The Ring better.
That was awful.
It made so much more sense. Because then that one lady just beat the piss out of it. It's so funny.
Oh, those movies are something else. People encountering the hunt might also be abducted to the underworld or the fairy kingdom. In some instances, it was also believed that people's spirits could be pulled away during their sleep to join the cavalcade.
So they're just riding past your house and yoinking people's spirits out of their body.
Yep.
It's like reverse Santa Claus. Stuff them in a sack.
You mean Krampus?
Oh, yeah.
Not Santa. Santa was a good guy. Krampus was not.
Oh, it's true. But he just stuffed children in the sack, not souls.
He just shoved children in the sack, not souls. Gotcha. So
Yeah, not
souls are horrible to be taken, but children,
Yeah.
fuck them kids.
Yeah, the kids were, as we talked about, the kids were pieces of shit if they got shoved in the sack.
Okay, by whose standard?
Krampus.
Yeah. Have you saw those TikToks I sent you with the Krampus?
Judge, jury, and executioner.
I don't believe that. No.
They had
I don't trust his judgment.
Krampus?
Yeah.
That one dude was trying to jump the gate and beat people with a root.
Yes, he was.
It was impressive. Some of those outfits are wild.
They were pretty wild. It's kind of creepy.
Going back to the souls in the sack.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Do you think they take turns? Do you think they have multiple sacks? Be like, oh, this one's got 50 in it, Joe. How about you? And he's like, "Arr." It's like, oh, yeah, I can't understand him. He lost his tongue in a war or something, you know? He's
so
just
there's like a
mumbling the whole
competition
time.
who gets the most
Yeah,
souls in their
why
sacks.
not? They're just riding through the woods, chasing some spectral entity, yoinking souls.
Yoink.
Be like, hey, boss, there's a village over here. It's like, oh, we should ride through it. Do we have to? Yeah, we probably should.
I would not sleep at night.
Wouldn't that be wild?
It would be.
Just in the middle of the night, you hear footsteps and then people screaming. Well, they're not screaming because they're asleep, right?
Right. How would you know your soul is gone?
Why, you'd probably look up and you'd probably open your eyes and it'd be dark and be like, well, that's weird. And then the sack would open.
Why does your soul see?
Doesn't your soul see?
I don't know. I've never seen my soul.
My soul sees.
Your soul sees?
Yeah, because it's in my body. It's got eyes.
Okay.
The soul uses the body to move.
Okay. Your soul has eyes. Got it. I didn't know that. I learned something new today.
Well, the hills have eyes also.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, sorry.
That's creepy.
Continue.
Thank you. Based on the comparative study of German folklore, the phenomenon is often referred to as wild hunt or chase or raging host or army.
So there could be an army?
I would assume, because there's a bunch of people in this wild hunt, so you could consider it an army, I guess.
I suppose. Small army.
Right.
Yeah.
The term hunt was more common in northern Germany and host was more used in the south, with, however, no clear dividing line since parts of southern Germany know the hunt and parts of the north know the host. It was also known in Germany as the Wild Army. Its leader was given various identities, including Woden, Krampus, Berchta, and Hal. The Wild Hunt is also known from post-medieval folklore. So the Krampus is part of the Wild Hunt. Did we talk about that?
I don't think so. I don't think we talked about that. I did not know that.
Wow.
Huh. Maybe that's in like just the northern or the southern part?
Correct. That could be. Very well.
Because there's, a bunch of names associated with it.
Yes.
And Woden is just Odin.
Right. That makes sense.
Just same person.
Just different pronunciations.
Yeah.
In England, it was known as Herla's Assembly, Woden's Hunt, Herod's Hunt, Cain's Hunt, the Devil's Dandy Dogs.
Hey, you want to be a part of my dandy dogs? That'd be a crazy recruiting
I like
thing.
that one. I'm going to go with that one.
The Devil's Dandy Dogs. I like it.
Gabriel's Hounds in Northern England and Ghost Riders in North America.
Oh, okay. So, in America, we had to change it up.
Yeah.
Now they're skeletal beings with flaming heads on motorcycles.
Yes.
Because that's what Ghost Rider is.
Yeah.
He's a spirit of vengeance on a motorcycle. Maybe that's where the character came from.
Maybe.
Could be.
In Scandinavia, the Wild Hunt is known as Ascaria, the Asgard Rhine, and as Odin's Hunters. In the Welsh folklore, Gwyn ap Nudd was depicted as a wild huntsman riding a demon horse who hunts souls at night along with a pack of white-bodied and red-eared dogs of hell.
Good Lord. Man, the Welsh really know how to make a Wild Hunt pop.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds terrible.
It does.
That sounds worse than the Devil's Dandy Dogs.
I love the Devil's Dandy Dogs. Don't be shitting on that.
Could you imagine?
Yes, I could.
You see these things, you're like, who are you?
I'm the Devil's Dandy Dog.
No. You'd be like, I'm the devil, and these are my dandy dogs. And then you see just a bunch of guys pull up in tights. Hello. I'm Jonathan.
In Arthurian legends, he is the king of the underworld who makes sure that the imprisoned devils do not destroy human souls.
Oh.
In the Netherlands, in northern Belgium, the Wild Hunt is known as the Buck Riders and was used by gangs of highwaymen for their advantage in the 1700s.
Yeah, they'd put some fear into people traveling down the road.
That's kind of scary. I'm glad that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, carjackings happen, but...
Right. It's just different because we got guns now.
They had guns in the 1700s.
They weren't very good. They were long rifles. I'm sure they had
pistols.
Some form of pistol.
The concept of the Wild Hunt was first documented by the German folklorist Jacob Grimm, who first published it in his 1835 book, that he popularized the term Wild Hunt for the phenomenon. Grimm's approach was rooted in the idea, common in 19th century Europe, that modern folklore represented a fossilized survival of the beliefs of the distant past. In developing his idea of the Wild Hunt, he mixed together recent folkloric sources with textual evidence dating to the medieval and early modern periods. This approach came to be criticized within the field of folklorists during the 20th century as more emphasis was placed on the dynamic and evolving nature of folklore.
Of course it was criticized, because anything different is like, no, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It'd be a lot easier if he had somebody on his side,
Right.
I'm sure. Be like, no, like, this is a real thing, like, this happened, this is what people do. Instead of, I'm sure he, like, brought it up to somebody, and they're like, no, you're fucking crazy. Or they read his work, and they're like, this guy's crazy, this is stupid, doesn't make sense.
That happens a lot, and then, 100 years, 200 years later, they're vindicated, but they're dead, so they don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Grimm interpreted the Wild Hunt phenomenon as having pre-Christian origins, arguing that the male figure who appeared in it was a survival of folk beliefs about the god Woden, who had lost his sociable character, his near-familiar features, and assumed the aspect of a dark and dreadful power, a specter and a devil.
Oh, so Woden had some identity crisis at this time?
Yes.
And that happens every year that he has an identity crisis?
I guess.
He just loses his shit once a year?
That's bullshit!
I don't know how to take this, actually. Grimm believed that this male figure was sometimes replaced by a female counterpart, whom he referred to as Holda and Berchta. In his words, not only Woden and other gods, but heathen goddesses too, may head the furious host the wild hunter passes into the woodwife. So if he doesn't feel like doing it one year, his woodwife can do it.
Fair, I guess.
So yeah.
He's like, no, I'm fine this year. I don't need an identity crisis.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like, oh God, finally.
I can do it.
Discussing marital elements of the wild hunt, Grimm commented that it marches as an army. It portends the outbreak of war. He added that a number of figures that had been recorded as leading the hunt, bestriding their white war horse, armed and spurred, appeared still as supreme directors of the war for which they, so to speak, gave license to mankind.
So they started shit, and then it was like, no, attack these people over here. Do this.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Little antagonists.
Isn't that usually how wars and stuff like that start anyway?
No, I always thought it was over money.
Not necessarily.
Well, it used to be over land.
Land, money, power.
Yeah.
Men get bored and they just want to poke. And I'm like, okay, guess we're going to war.
Sometimes they get bored and just want to poke. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree.
Well, yeah. I mean, this book I'm reading about mortal monarchs and stuff, some of the things that people die over, it's the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of instances where they're just like, hey, you owe me 5 shillings. It's like, nah, man, I only got 3. And then he gets stabbed.
Yeah. Or they just want to be king, so they just fucking kill him. And then they don't end up being able to be king or queen or whatever because they're not the next one in succession. With those poor lost princes in the tower.
Everyone just needs to watch Game of Thrones and understand the Game of Thrones. Okay, it's a very convoluted, complicated process for whatever god-awful reason. And it's all selfish ambition.
Yes.
It's never for the good of the kingdom or country.
Or if it is, that king doesn't stay on the throne very long.
No. Nope.
Grimm believed that in pre-Christian Europe, the hunt, led by a god and a goddess, either visited the land at some holy tide, bringing welfare and blessing, accepting gifts and offerings of the people, or they alternately float unseen through the air, perceptible in cloudy shapes, in the roar and howl of the winds, carrying on war, hunting, or the game of ninepins, the chief employments of ancient heroes, an array which, less tied down to a definite time, explains more the natural phenomenon.
So you could skip the whole thing. By giving them gifts?
Sounds like it.
So is that just one? Because we just talked about them, like, seeing the wild hunt and then dying.
Well, no. He's saying that it's led by a god or goddess, and they either visited the land at some holy tide, bringing welfare and blessings, so they're bringing gifts.
Oh, they are. Okay.
And they are accepting gifts and offerings of the people, too. To me, bringing welfare and blessing means that they're bringing stuff,
Yeah.
Good tidings.
Yep. Good tidings.
Yep. Or they don't.
And they just do the war killing soul thing.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No rhyme or reason, I guess.
Really, just a toss-up at this point.
Whatever they feel like doing that day.
Yeah. Whatever Odin feels like he's comfortable with that year. He's like, man, we had a good year. We can give some back. Or, no, I don't want to. I'm going to go kill somebody. Or, I just don't want to fucking do it this year. You can do it.
Yeah.
It passes the torch.
He believed that under the influence of Christianization, the story was converted from being that of a solemn march of gods to being a pack of horrid specters dashed with dark and devilish ingredients.
Yeah, we've heard that.
Yeah. Hans Peter Dürr noted that for modern readers, it is generally difficult to decide, on the basis of the sources, whether what is involved in the reports about the appearance of the wild hunt is merely a demonic interpretation of natural phenomenon, or whether we are dealing with a description of virtual procession of humans changed into demons. A historian notes that there was a powerful and well-established international scholarly tradition which argued that the medieval wild hunt legends were an influence on the development of the early modern ideas of the witches' Sabbath.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could see that, especially if, like, modern paganism is, like, Wiccan,
right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's all coming together.
The role of the wild hunt during the Yuletide period has been theorized to have influenced the development of the Dutch Christmas figure Sinterklaas, and by extension his American counterpart, Santa Claus, in a variety of facets. These include his long white beard and his gray horse for nightly rides.
Santa has a horse. No, Sinterklaas has a horse.
Mhm.
Santa's got a reindeer.
Correct.
Santa upgraded. He was smart. He's like, I'm not going to have one animal do all this pulling.
Correct. Yep. Various practitioners of the contemporary pagan religion of Wicca have drawn upon folklore involving the wild hunt to inspire their own rites. In their context, the leader of the wild hunt is the goddess Hecate. An anthropologist provided an account of one such wild hunt ritual performed by a modern pagan group in Norfolk during the late 1990s, stating that they used this mythology as a means of confronting the dark of nature as a process of initiation. Referred to as the Wild Hunt Challenge by those running it, it took place on Halloween and involved participants walking around a local area of woodland in the daytime, and then repeating that task as a timed competition at night, to gain mastery over an area of Gwyn ap Nud's hunting ground. If completed successfully, it was held that the participant had gained the trust of the wood spirits, and they would be permitted to cut timber from its trees with which to make a staff. Another anthropologist reported a ritual recreation of the wild hunt among the reclamation tradition of Wicca in San Francisco.
So they gotta, let me get this straight. They gotta walk around the woods during the daytime.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is just a challenge, right?
Right.
Well, let's go back. You said that they would have to stand in front of the wild hunt, like confront them, right?
Yeah.
So they have to confront this wild hunt,
Right.
knowing full well the history of the wild hunt.
Yes.
Okay? Knowing that it could fuck them up. But no, they're going to walk out in the woods during the daytime to figure out their path, and then they get set loose at night to figure out that path to come back to make a staff.
Yeah. If they're able to figure it out in the nighttime, that means that they were accepted by the wood spirits, and they can make a staff.
I feel like it would just be memorization, and the wood spirits won't give a shit.
Correct.
But you never know. There's something out there.
Well, this day and age, you kind of have to. How are you going to make people believe stuff like this? Back when they first came out,
put the fear of God in them.
Well, yeah, because back when this was first, with the 600s, they didn't know they don't have any of this modern shit. Easy to scare these people into thinking this wild hunt was going to get you if you don't do certain things, because they didn't know any better. That's just what they knew. So how, this is just a ritual. They don't believe, they probably don't fully believe it. That's just something they're going through to feel like they're part of
something.
Yeah, that's like any ritual in any church. I go to church, and once a month they do communion, and you would drink Christ's blood and eat his body. It's just it's the same thing. It's a ritual that you do.
That's an interesting one. I always feel like if you were Wiccan, you'd have some bones of an animal or like a dead frog or some shit, and then put them in a cup and shake them around and then throw them on the ground and be like, I can read the bones. The bones tell me your future. What's it say? Am I going to pass the test? No. Odin doesn't allow, or Woden doesn't allow that.
Woden doesn't agree.
Woden doesn't accept your offerings of frog bones.
Frog bones.
What about eyes of newt? Oh, that's a witch. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
No, it's different.
No, because Wiccans aren't necessarily witches, I don't
Right,
think. Are
right.
they?
No, they're different.
Yeah. Anyway, this was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one. This was interesting.
It was. Very interesting.
So what are we doing next time?
It's a secret.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets could hurt someone.
I hope so.
Oh. But anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you being here.
Very much. Thank you. Thank you.
As always, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And this is the Edible Attitude Podcast.